The buzz was a drumbeat of an ancient order, sacred, silently guarded, and strictly male. To dare disturb the hives was to disturb tradition itself. But the winds of change have started to stir, and they carry the scent of honey and hope. In the heart of Baringo, women are stepping into a space once clocked in myth and masculinity. They aren't just breaking barriers, they're shattering them like glass underfoot.
Mbeleni akina baba ama wazee walikuwa nafuga nyuki, akina mama wangeruhusiwa hata siku moja kukaribia mahali kuna msinga. Lakini kutokana na vile nchi ambayo imeendelea, tunapata kwamba akina mama pia wamejitokeza kujiunga katika hii kazi kwa sababu tunaona biashara ya nyuki ni biashara nzuri sana.
Agnes from Baringo South turned whispers of doubt into rows of success. With 18 hives buzzing like a symphony of opportunity, she turns things into stepping stones. Her story is written in golden thread, each harvest a love letter to resilience.
Tumeamua kama akina mama kufanya hii kazi ya ukulima wa nyuki na tumepata mafunzo na tunaendelea kupata mafunzo ili tuweze kufuga nyuki na tuweze kupata manufaa katika manyumba zetu.
Maureen found a miracle into the fields, but not in the flight of bees. Where crops failed, the hives flourished. Her bees, like little alchemists, turn nectar into nourishment, hunger into history.
Kilimo ambayo tunafanya saizi tunajifunza zaidi kuhusu nyuki, ambayo pia mara mingi kama wamama tumekuwa tukishughulika na mambo ya kuku, na kwa sasa tumebadilisha mawazo.
Now, her 7 hives dangle like lanterns of promise along a dry riverbed, a place where hope bloomed when nothing else would. It wasn't just the bees buzzing during a recent Women's Field Day, it was a possibility taking wing.
Tuko na mizinga, tumefanya kama kikundi cha kina mama. Kikundi chenyewe kinaitwa Logoyo Women Group, ambao tuko na mizinga kadhaa. Tunatunza, tumeweka mahali moja na tumeanza kuona matokeo yake mazuri.
Carlo is helping fund these flames, building modern hives, teaching new techniques, turning beekeeping into a ladder out of poverty.
Kutoka wakati yenye tumeanza kufanya hii kazi, tumeona kwamba kiwango ya wamama ambayo wanaingia katika hii value chain imekuwa ni kubwa, inaendelea kukua mingi. Kwa hivyo hii ni value chain ambayo tumejaribu kuona venye tutaweza kuintegrate gender na tuone venye wamama wanaweza kuwa wakihusishwa hata katika hii value chain.
And as more women stretch out their hands to the hives, they're not just reaching for honey. They're reaching for power, for purpose, for a future sweeter than anything past could offer. Faith Wangari, Green Fix.
Right, of course, and that particular story is about hope and independence of women in Baringo and how they're changing lives for themselves and, of course, for their families. All right, moving on, let's take a look at what's happening with climate news. Now, 24 families from Kilifi County have Thursday received compensation of over 60 million shillings following human-wildlife incidents which took place between 2014 and October 2020. While narrating how their family members were either maimed or killed by wild animals, the locals noted that the compensation was a bittersweet relief for them. Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, Honorable Rebecca Miano, who led the check issuance ceremony in Marafa, underscored the need to use innovative ways to curb the age-old conflict. This as leaders and locals alike have called for the erection of a fence.
Hiyo kitu ilikuwa ngumu sana. Maana unaweza pigiwa simu ghafla mahali kwenye uko shambani hauna hata pesa. Uanze kutafuta msaada kukopesha pesa ndio uanze kuanza hiyo safari. Ilikuwa ngumu sana. Mpaka nilikuwa nimekata tamaa.
Kwa kuna mtoto wangu alipata hasara ya nyoka na nikashughulikiana na mambo ya wildlife mpaka tukamalizana. Sahii na washukuru walinitengenezea, kwa ukweli naona nimeshapata sahi. Manake ule muda nilitumia muda mwingi, hata niliona kama havitakuwa.
Kwa hiyo suluhisho ya hii shida ya wanyama ni fence. Tukiweka fence, hata hii pesa ambayo tutalipa tutafanyia mambo mengine. Kwa hiyo tafadhalini sana, kama vile rais aliahidi, hii maneno ya fence, tuweke hiyo fence huko, tuzuie wanyama wasiumize watu. Watu wa Kenneth wakiumia ni watu wangu pia wameumia. Watu wa PK wakiumia ni watu wetu wameumia. Watu wa Magarini wakiumia ni watu wetu wameumia.
Tumeagiza KWS na wizara yangu tuhakikishe kwa muda wa mwaka mmoja huwa umejengwa na umekamilika. Kwa hivyo KWS hakuna kulala. Tufanye mpaka ifanyike. Lakini kabla huwa halijamalizika, tutaendelea kuhakikisha tumeleta modern technology, makamera, simu, zingine zinaitwa drones, ili kukue na response ya haraka kabisa.
Now moving on, residents of Nyasese area in Isebania, Korea West Sub-County have raised concerns over a long-standing environmental nuisance caused by a local businessman dealing in animal skins. According to the locals, the business has so far impacted the environment, with livestock bearing the brunt. Meanwhile, Martin Kingori, the business owner of the animal skin, explained that he has been following all conditions laid out to him by the county health officers.
Hatuna vitina na mtu, lakini hizi ngozi zimetuadhiri sana sisi kama wanakijiji. Kama mimi ni mfugaji wa kuku na mbuzi, kuku zangu kuna ndege wanakuja hapa kwa sababu ya uvundo, hata fisi zinakuja hapa kwa sababu ya uvundo. Nilikuwa naomba serikali mtusaidie. Kuku zangu sasa hivi nilikuwa na kuku 200, nimebaki na kuku 3 tu kufikia saa hii. Hao ndege wakija hapa, wakiamka wanaamka na kuku zangu.
Hizi ni barua ambazo tumejaribu kuinform the relevant authorities, but since then there is no step that have been taken. Yeye alinunua shamba, hakununua hewa. Huyu jamaa amevunja katiba. Ukiangalia katika katiba kifungu cha chapter 4 inasema kwamba every person has a right to clean environment.
Hapo kabla ya walilalamika na wakasema, wakaleta mpaka county ambaye anasimamia department ya ngozi. Alikuja mpaka hapa na akanipatia mpaka barua. Hata ningelijua ya kwamba labda kuna hiyo siku na taarifa, ningekuja na hizo barua mpaka hapa. Wakaja wakakagua, wakaniambia ile conditions vile na stahili nifanye, nikajaribu kufanya. Kutoka hapo ndio wakaona hawa wanaona kama labda hawasikizwi. Unaona? Ila wanasikizwa. Na watu wanakuja, hata kipindi hata hiyo veterinary ambaye anasimamia department ya leather alikuja 2024, nafikiri kwa kama mwezi sijui wa 10.
Now, the Kenya Commercial Bank, KCB, has signed a 3-year partnership, Kenya Green Building Society, that's KGBS, in what will see the two organizations focus on environmental and social due diligence programs that promote energy efficiency, waste management, and water recycling in built spaces. The goal is to help real estate players adopt measurable sustainability practices that reduce their environmental impact and align with global climate action goals. The collaboration aims to bridge the sustainability knowledge gap in the banking and construction interface. This comes on the backdrop of real estate players looking to embed climate-smart ideas in their infrastructure.
So really happy and proud to announce that we've signed a partnership with KCB that will ensure not only are we building capacity for the bank's staff internally, but also the bank's customers and developers, so that we are truly facilitating market transformation. But similarly, we also want to leverage KCB's expertise as, a leading bank, not just in Kenya, but in, East Africa, so that the market can understand what financial products and opportunities there are in a sustainability-linked world. And lastly, As partners, we aim to collaborate on several initiatives. The first one, which I'm proud to announce, is the KGBS Annual Conference and Green Expo 2025, where we'll be showcasing sustainability in action. So it's going to run for 3 years, and we're hoping within that 3-year period, we'll be able to enhance market acceleration so that there's sustainable finance with KGBS being the built environment player, and of course, KCB as the financial player. The sky's the limit.
Over and above that is a transition for the existing infrastructure or buildings that we have. How do we, for example, make sure that use of energy is efficiently done? How do we start introducing initiatives that can make sure that buildings that run more efficiently, the energy usage, resources that are limited like water, how is water recycled within the buildings and how is it utilized? Things even about solid waste, how is waste management done in a building in view of the environment? But most important is even for the projects that we finance, how do we do the environmental social due diligence to ensure then that from the word go, we are ticking those boxes from whether it's environmental, whether it's social, or even whether it's from a governance perspective, right from the word go. So that then we are not just playing the role of a financial institution, but we are playing the role of being that financial institution that champions and runs and speaks.
Now imagine this, being in class using a desk purely made from recycled plastic. Well, this is slowly becoming a reality in Ghana. Makafui Awuku is tackling pollution and classroom shortages in one stroke by transforming discarded plastic sachets into sleek, durable desks and chairs that give waste a new purpose and students a place to learn. Awuku's project seeks to reduce the reliance on timber, establish a sustainable market, and create employment opportunities for women and young people.
I was struggling from the fact that people burn a lot of plastics in our communities. I suffer from asthmatic allergies, and I was thinking to myself that if I don't find a solution to the pollution problem myself, I could lose my life, my health could deteriorate, and it would be difficult for me to achieve the dreams that I want to achieve. So one of the things I thought I could use the plastic waste to fix was the problem of lack of school furniture, where there are still thousands, if not millions, of school kids that are learning on the bare floor, most of them developing health problems and some even losing interest in education entirely. So I was like, can I turn the plastic waste into relevant raw material which I can use to build school desks? And I went on a journey of researching, repurposing equipment, and doing some experiments to figure out whether it was going to work. It took me 4 years, but eventually I figured it out. And as I speak to you, we've already donated 100 desks to 5 schools here in the Greater Accra region.